My wife was traveling with me preaching. Since then, I think she's kind of quit traveling with me. But I was preaching at a certain place. They asked me to come preach. And literally, before it was time for me to preach, they had a choir concert. They sung for about an hour and a half. And then they asked me to come preach. Well, when the choir left the platform, they went out in the foyer with their robes on. And they had glass windows back there and doors. And I could see the choir in the foyer. And if Brother Cornwell was here, he said, something started in my feet. If you know Brother Cornwell, that's his patented statement. It starts in his feet. Well, something started moving in me. And I sat here for an hour and a half. And I cried when that choir wanted me to cry. And I rejoiced when they wanted me to rejoice. And I ain't preaching one word till they get back in here. I watched my wife over there. She's maybe that's why she quit traveling with me. I think Pentecost needs to be reminded that we are preachers, and this is a preaching church, and that we are blessed by apostolic ministry, and nothing is greater than preaching. Matthew 18 and 19, the Bible reads, again I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. There is nothing more powerful on this planet than the agreement of an apostolic preacher and an apostolic church. Where there is an agreement between the pulpit and the pew, anything they ask shall be given them of the Father. There is no limit to what God can do or will do for them and through them where there is unity in a church. Now immediately when we read this text, our minds rush madly into the unprecedented dimensions of perversion of this hour. We imagine the filthy, vile, demonic, devilish darkness of sin's atrocities. However, the unclean spirit of the synagogue, identified and described by he who is perfect truth, he who did not have the gifts of the Spirit but was the Spirit. He was truth, and in him was no deception or error. He described this unclean spirit with three words: let us alone. I rise on the authority of what he said to preach. Any spirit in the church that says to the man of God, to the word of God, or to the Spirit of God, let us alone, is the spirit of an unclean devil. It's not just confused good people. It's not just good people that don't quite get it. Jesus said, if they say, let us alone, that's the spirit of an unclean devil. The true spirit of a saint of God will plead. Please, preacher, don't slack up. Don't back up. Don't let up. Because they know the value, the significance, and the necessity of the preached word in their lives. I rise to repeat and remind to you today, God hath chosen through the foolishness of preaching to save those that believe. The hope of the church in this compromised, confused world is a clear, clarion call of an anointed, appointed, apostolic preacher. I wish somebody would shout, preach it, preacher. I said, preach it, preacher. The noisiest part of our church should be preaching. The most jubilant part of our church should be preaching. The most celebrating part of our church should be preaching, because that's how God saves believers.